I remember where I was at when I first decided to start Paramount Builders. Nick's Seafood, having lunch with Harold Amdursky on South Military Highway on October 2nd, 1991. Perfect timing for me, because I'm 25 years old and just getting ramped up in life, just figuring out what I want. So it was with no money, but yet a lot of visions and dreams. It was a great opportunity for me to try something like that. I had $2,800 in the bank, and we lived in a townhouse that cost $84,000 down in Saltmarsh Point, in the very back on Norfolk Avenue. I took the $2,800 and I looked around the living room, this 1,400-foot condo, and I saw a closet, and I went over and opened it up and grabbed all the jackets out of took the jackets out, took the wall thing out, and took 2 pieces of wood. The closet was about this wide. Took 2 pieces of wood and stuck it in there, drilled a hole in it, put a phone in it, and pushed a chair in, and the chair wouldn't even turn because the closet was about this wide. And we operated out of that, and for almost 6 months, that was our first office we worked out of, and we moved into an office about 6 months later. But that was it. January 2nd, 2008, we took out, me and Renee, who's here should be here with us today. But me and Renee headed out. We went out knocking on doors, and she was 7 months pregnant. She was the only person I could get to come work for me. And she had a big green coat on. I could see her at night, and I felt terrible. It was 25 degrees out, and she was 7 months pregnant, and we headed out to Rock Lake Loop, and she started canvassing down Solar Lane. And at 1776 Solar Lane, George and Teresa Martindale scheduled a siding lead, and the next night, on January the 2nd, I went by and sold them full house of vinyl siding, insulation, about $8,000 worth of work. Within about 5 days, Mike McKinney ran that job, who's here also with us tonight, and installed the siding, collected the job, and we were officially in business. Before we opened Paramount Builders, we prayed extensively for the company, prayed for the name. I remember when I narrowed the names down from 50 to 20 and then 20 to 5, and it was going to be Paramount or Champion Builders, and there was another one, Blue Ribbon Builders, and Paragon was one, and Paragon Exteriors. There was different ones, and everything was kind of just done through prayer. And I feel like the Lord just led us into the name. I felt like that early on, I think there was just so much fear and trepidation about what was going to happen. Nobody knew what tomorrow held. It was like, I felt like I was on a big ice lake or something, just inching along one step at a time, just afraid the ice was going to give at any moment. We prayed for every single transaction that we make, that we would be honest, and it would be a transaction that would both people would work for both people. We asked for protection for canvassers who 20 years ago, if you were to say, we're going to put young girls out at night knocking on doors up until 8 and 9 o'clock at night, that's a risky thing to even consider doing. Because I knew God was building our company, I prayed that the business would attract the right kind of employees. I wanted like a different breed of people than the home improvement business had put out there in the past. And as I look at the company now, 20 years later, and I look at the people who work here, I clearly see what an answer to prayer that this has been. When God has answered the prayer, and we feel like that He kept His end of the bargain. I feel like we can get as big as we possibly want to get. If we want to open up stores in other areas, in other states, and carry new product lines, we still have that little secret sauce, that canvassing operation and that marketing that other people have duplicated and tried to do the same thing we do, but we just haven't been able to come up with that secret sauce, that formula on how to do that canvassing. A lot of companies, being a preservation dealer, we've seen other dealers all over America, go down, and in the last couple of years, companies are going down. We're not going down. We're opening a new office. My big prediction, if you had to ask me, what's a prediction? Close your eyes and tell me what it's going to look like in 5 years. In 5 years, Northern Virginia, the D.C. branch offices, those stores, will be doing more business than the Tidewater store's doing. I think that's a region that's fixing to we just haven't even scratched the surface on what we can do up there. So we're looking for big things there. A second thing I'm going to predict is that there's going to be canvassing, not central toward big cities like Tidewater, Newport News. I think you're going to have small vans that hold 4 to 6 people to blanket the whole state. People that leave Richmond and drive to Lynchburg, people that leave Richmond drive to Roanoke and canvass, and you're going to the whole area is going to be blanketed by people that drive and canvass, and it's going to be everywhere instead of stay concentrated in the big cities. I think that as long as we continue to do these things and make good, solid business decisions, I think we're going to be pretty good.